everyone should be on notice that if you say something, you should be doing it. And if if it's something that isn't aligned, there are companies that at the end of the day, maybe you just are selling chocolate or you are creating, something to put out into the world. You don't have to make it be about some larger, big societal issue if that's not true to what the product or service is. So I do think that brands in many ways are kind of on notice, right? You have to, if you're putting out that you have these values or you have a promise that you want to deliver on, and then you don't deliver on it, you're going to have issues internally with your employees. You're going to have issues with your shareholders, your stakeholders. You're going to have issues with consumers. I mean, I think that there's also a big conversation around what the role of consumers are. Like, we have the opportunity to show what we support through what we buy, right? What we are saying we're putting our money into. I think there's also, this large conversation around, freedom of speech when you're talking about a public institution versus a private institution. At the end of the day, if a private institution, you don't want to put your money into that, or a private company, you don't have to. And I do think that people are recognizing how much more agency we have as individuals. Like, I think even as designers or working in a company, or especially you mentioned on the brand side, like, if you're working for a brand whose values you either don't agree with or you see aren't following what they're saying that they do, you are seeing employees pushing back either internally or saying, I no longer want to work here. There's companies that try to put such a branding sheen on something, right? Our values, our promise, our mission, our vision, they put it out and then they don't follow it. And it's just be so much easier if you spent all that money with some brand consultant to make all these frameworks and all these wonderful strategic plans, and then you actually followed it.
I think we've seen, unfortunately, some watered down versions of that and some pretty bold versions of that. What pops to mind is, Robin Hood and, when they pulled the rug out from all of the investors from Reddit and everyone was like, I'm closing my account, I'm leaving. And it actually made no difference to Robin Hood's turnover whatsoever. So people sort of said it because it was the right thing to do, but it didn't translate into behavior. But recently, Meta's stock took such a hammering because they're starting to see the downturn in users. And I think it's come from so long of the brand saying one thing and the persona representing something, and then just so much evidence of the contrary coming out in a million different ways.
Everyone should be on notice that if you say something, you should be doing it. And if if it's something that isn't aligned, there are companies that at the end of the day, maybe you just are selling chocolate or you are creating, something to put out into the world. You don't have to make it be about some larger, big societal issue if that's not true to what the product or service is. More people need to think like that. Like, how do I just, again, going back to good citizenship, like, how do we just feel that we are doing right by people and therefore right by the world that we're living in?
Hello YouTube, I'm Ross Drakes, I'm the founder of Nicework, and thank you so much for your time at watching this video. If you're seeing me, it means you made it all the way to the end, so we've at least done something right. If you enjoyed this, we'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And I think more important than that is if you know someone who might need to hear this, if you think someone out there who needs this message in their life, please spread the link, because it makes a huge difference to the world and it allows us to fulfill our message of making sure that there are no more bad brands in the world. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next video.